I'm going to make a short video about this Chrysler engineering diagnostic tool that I have. This tool was developed about the same time as the DRB3 came into play. And it works on that generation of vehicles, or at least the ones that I've plugged into. I don't know if it works on all of them, but I got this thing currently hooked up to an 06 Caravan. It's a pretty well optioned out vehicle. It's got 15 modules in it. I think this thing's like a touring or a limited or something like that. But, you know, certainly primitive by today's standards, but it's, you know, for when it was built, it was pretty good. Anyways, this tool, it's set up, it's got a little mouse control. That's the only input you have. You do everything moving the cursor around on the screen. So here's what it is. You got diagnostics, which that's the stuff that as mechanics we're used to doing with a DRB3. And then, go back. Processes. These are testing things, and these are kind of like end-of-line tests. Bus tools. This is for setting up your protocol. Oops, skipped one. Flash, self-explanatory. You can upload flashes into this thing and flash modules. Options. There's some weird shit in here, and then there's some you know, basic setup stuff. But the thing that I like a lot is this diagnostics. You go into powertrain. And you could go, where are we at? Can't remember how to work these buttons. Fucking thing. Okay, so now we're in the engine module. That took me a while. I couldn't remember how these buttons work. They're not very intuitive. But you can go... Okay, let me go into this engine. Alright, so you could look at codes, module info. Let me select that. And there's a lot more information here than you'll get out of a DRB3. See that reflash program counter, huh? They were counting that way back then. Okay, I don't even know what this chrono stack is. Sensors. This is kind of like what's in a DRB3. I don't know what this resets does, but let's see. Go back. Module configuration. Oh wow, look. I don't know what happens. Okay, that's locked, so I'm not allowed to play with that. I don't care if I fuck this vehicle up, so I don't mind going in here and goofing around. Get out of here. Okay, there's a VIN. I can go in and rewrite the VIN. Utilities. This is where it gets. Where's the other shit? This here. This is where it gets crazy. This memory editor, you can go in and you can start playing around in the actual memory addresses. I don't know anything about this, so I'm not going to play around in here. This, I don't know, this security unlock. Select security level. This is interesting because they talk about this now with these different security levels, and I see it on this tool back in 06. So I thought that was kind of interesting. This is kind of that same editor thing that I'm really reluctant to do that, mess with that. But this is like really hardware level screwing around here. See, I don't know what's going on here, but there's 256 lines of something here that we can go through, and I don't know enough about it to really know what it's telling me. Again, an engineer from back then probably would look at that and say, oh yeah, that's this or that, but I don't know. There's a lot going on in this tool. Variable actuators, I have no idea what that is. Let's take a look and see. Okay, this looks like just the regular stuff that you would see in a DRB3. Just not in sub-menus. I better get out of here before I break something. Take a look at this chrono stack. Huh, that's pretty crazy shit there. I don't know what any of it means. I mean, I'm okay with the DRB3, but not, this is way above my head. And you can go through this whole car. There's a bunch of different body modules there you can jump into. Let's do that. Oops, wrong button. Diagnostics. Let's go look at this thing. Oh, go back one. No, I think I was looking through this before, and there was some crazy configuration shit you could do in this thing. screwed up again. Keep getting these buttons backwards. That's pretty interesting there. Security unlock. Can unlock the module at any level. Let's look and see how many levels. 3, 9, up to 9. So I'll bet you could do, what do they call it, a regreen, where you refresh a module where you can write all new shit into it. I bet you could do that with this. I don't know. I'm not going to try and regreen this car. That's what this tool's all about. Oop, go backwards. Like I said, this thing is so far over my head, it's ridiculous. What do we got? See, this is kind of like end of assembly line shit here. Oops, I just hit a button. Escape. Yeah, this might need to be hooked to some kind of end of line machine. I don't know. Trans, program keys. Yeah, that's probably for the end of the line. Fuel drain, I don't know what that's about. That's what you got with this thing. If it piques your interest, I'm going to be including it as part of my DRB3 deal. So you can check it out and blow up a bunch of modules on your own.